Hi guys, my name is Christine, and today I'm talking about why self-confidence is essential for success. So, why is self-confidence essential for success? So, I personally believe that if you're not confident in something, if you're not confident in yourself, then it's going to be very difficult for you to be able to achieve your dreams. You've got to feel competent, right? Because confidence could also be another word for competent, right? If you feel like you're good at something, right? If you don't feel like you're good at something and you've got that low self-esteem, then it's going to be very difficult for you to achieve your dreams and to achieve what you want to achieve. So you got to believe that you're good. You got to believe that what you're doing is good and what you're doing is effective and what you're doing actually works, right? So you got to believe those things. So you got to believe, right? And I recently made a video on like belief and believing in yourself again. So I highly recommend that you go and watch that video. I'll leave it here for you to go and see. So you can go and check that out if you want to. You can pause the video and go and watch that one, or you can go to it at the end of the video. Just scroll back for this video and find the link. So what are some ways then that you can boost your confidence? Because this is what essentially it is, right? You got to find a way to make yourself feel good about yourself again, right? So you can start believing in yourself so you can have that confidence, okay? So one of the ways that you can do this, and this is super powerful, and that is to get the stuff done that you need doing, right? Don't procrastinate. Procrastination is going to make you doubt yourself. It's going to make you feel bad about yourself, and it's just not going to be great for your self-esteem, basically. I know on days when I procrastinate, I feel bad on those days. On days when I actually get stuff done, I feel way better on those days when I've actually done my to-do list and I've done everything that I've set out to do. When I procrastinate, I don't feel as good about myself. Okay, I think we can all relate to that. There's nothing better than doing an honest day's work and going to bed at the end of the night and resting your head on your pillow and knowing that you did all that you could possibly do to have the best day for yourself, right? To conquer whatever it is that you're trying to conquer, achieve your dreams, or maybe it's just, going to work, like physically going to your workplace if you work, right? So days where that has happened and you've done that honest day's work, you'll feel better about yourself. Days where you procrastinate, you slack off, you're not going to feel as good about yourself. So one of the ways that you can boost your confidence, right, is to get stuff done, right? So there's a quote that I really like by Dale Carnegie. I'm leaving it now, this quote at the end of all my videos, because I think it's such a powerful quote. And that quote is this: inaction breeds doubt and fear. Action breeds confidence and courage. If you want to conquer fear, do not sit at home and think about it. Go out and get busy. So if you want confidence, if you want courage, right, then take action. So the important thing here to remember as well is that even if you are not sure what to do, an imperfect plan, imperfect action is better than taking no action at all. Because I feel like some people don't take any action at all because they're worried of making a misstep, basically. But as you go through whatever it is that you're trying to achieve and you start on the path to get to that place where you ultimately want to be, you're going to make mistakes. Success isn't like just a straight path like that, where it goes straight up, right? It's more like you get in dips, you get in downs, you go backwards, you're all over the place before you get to where you want to go, right? Sometimes you take action and you realize it's not the right action, and then you have to just change your approach a little bit, right? So that's how that kind of works, right? Success just doesn't just happen like that. There's so many different setbacks that can happen. You'll have dips where, you're probably not as motivated or whatever, you don't feel as good, or you get sick. It's not going to be just a straightforward process like that, straightforward mountain climb to the top. There's going to be, it's a path, and it's a path that sometimes you might have to even go down into the unexpected, and you may even sometimes be on the wrong path and have to backtrack to find the right one, right? So you have to be kind of kind to yourself and realize, you know what, I'm going to take some action, and if I realize that this isn't right for me, if I realize that what I'm doing isn't what I should be doing, then I can easily change it. So the idea is to create a plan and follow it, even if it's a bit rubbish, right? Just start, just do it. Right? For example, if you're someone who's been meaning to start like a YouTube channel, or you've been thinking about making TikToks, or you've been starting to, think about, oh, should I write blogs and stuff? Don't wait for your situation to be perfect. If you want to start a YouTube channel, just start with your phone, right? If you want to start a TikTok, then just start with your phone. You don't need fancy equipment these days to do these things, especially if you've got, you know, one of the smartphones that have been released within the last like 3 or 4 years. You know, these smartphones are amazing at what they can do. So you don't need fancy equipment, right? It's like, oh yeah, I want to start a podcast, but I don't have a studio. You don't need a studio to start a podcast, right? You might just want to use the recorder on your phone and another phone as the camera that records the podcast, right? You don't need fancy stuff. And it's like with a blog or something like that. All you need is like a basic website that can do blogging, and you're fine. You're on fire. You can go, right? So you got to really remember that and take that into consideration. You don't need fancy stuff to start, okay? Because what you want really is you want the experience, because the experience will give you confidence, okay? So that's another way you can get confidence, right? It's by getting the experience that you feel like you're lacking. Because if you don't feel confident in yourself, then you've probably got some gaps in your knowledge, or you've got some blind spots. So it's important to be able to fill those knowledge gaps, to be able to get in that experience so you feel more competent, okay? So another way to boost your confidence is to give yourself a few wins, right? I've noticed about this with me recently. I've recently had to do something where I had to really fight because there was an injustice done, and I won it, right? I won this. I basically did what I needed to do, and it all came out in my favor. But I had to fight for it. But after I did it and I achieved it, I felt so good about myself because I actually was able to have that win, right? And I felt it gave me a confidence boost, right? And it made me feel so much good. It made me feel really amazing about myself, because recently I've had a few losses, right? And some of you may know that if you've been watching my channel for a while, you'll know that I've had a miscarriage and things like that. And I've had unsuccessful fertility treatments recently, and it really brought me down. So I've had a few losses recently, but getting that win really put me back into a better place where I felt much more confident about myself, just a better mood generally, making me believe in my own power and what I can do and what I can achieve, and knowing that all I really need is just to believe in myself and to fight and not just to give up so easily. And, you know, I'll usually end up on top. And this win for me was amazing. So give yourself a few wins, get yourself a goal. Aim for it, right? And it doesn't have to be a massive goal, because you want some small wins first to give you some confidence, right? So, let's say you want one day to be a millionaire, right? But, that could be a way off, right? So, just getting maybe like your first paycheck, or from whatever it is that you're trying to get money from, could be something that gives you that win. So just aim to just earn some money first from maybe a side business that you've got, maybe a YouTube channel, TikTok, whatever, your blog, something like that, right? So focus on that, right? Focus on getting yourself a small win or a small amount of money, rather than thinking about, oh, great, I'm not a millionaire yet, so therefore I'm a failure. Right? So give yourself some small wins. It could be something with exercise. It could be like losing a couple of pounds or getting into those old jeans that you used to fit into, right? So finding yourself something that you can win, and then feeling that victory, feeling that win, and knowing that you did it because you came into your own power and you made it happen, right? And sometimes we just I think sometimes the problem is that sometimes we feel like we're not in control of our lives. And we feel like a lot of the time circumstances are just happening to us. It's all unjust and it's all unfair. And you can feel like the universe is, not on your side. But, sometimes you have to come into your own power and make things happen. And when you do that, you feel confident about yourself, especially if it works out really well. And that's something that I've recently discovered, right? And it makes you feel really good, makes you feel really confident when you do that. So give yourself some small wins, and that will help boost your confidence, okay? So set a few goals for yourself so you can give yourself some wins. And, remember that quote by Dale Carnegie, that inaction breeds doubt and fear. Taking action breeds confidence and courage. Okay, so remember that. The best way to make you feel more confident about yourself is if you take action and you don't procrastinate. So thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to get in touch with me personally and you'd like coaching with me, then please go to www.christineloveridge.com, and I shall talk to you again very soon. Goodbye.